All right, welcome to Beers with Bud. Today we got Keith Baxter with us. Keith, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, buddy.
Long-time listener, long-time fan, first-time guest.
I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Well, so today, like I said, we got Keith Baxter with us. Keith's been a long-time friend of mine. We actually went to school together, hung out for a long time. We did a lot of stuff together, played sports together here and there, played some video games, and here we are now. So
Concerts together.
Concerts, yeah. So Keith, to start it off, what's your beer of choice? What do you like to do? What do you like to drink?
Well, of course, we got the Coors Banquet. Always good choice. But for the most part, it depends on the situation. I mean, like a lot of you guests have said, it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if we're just going over a broad spectrum favorite beer, first is free and cold. Second is free. Third is cold.
Yeah. No one can argue with any of those three. Let's be real. Who doesn't like free and cold beer?
But if I'm paying for it, I guess I'd say it depends on what I'm buying it for. If I'm at a bar if I'm at a restaurant eating it with food, most likely I'm going with Blue Moon with orange.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like it goes down so well with any food, really.
On that subject, I sometimes struggle with the problem of wanting to accent my meal and food with a good, nice beer, and then I end up getting way too full and can't eat or drink anymore after that.
Yeah, shame.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm sure you've felt that experience before, right?
Well, me personally, no. But
no?
Eric has experienced that.
Yeah, that's true.
I get mad at him for that because we'll go out to Old Chicago's and I'm going out with the intention to drink. He says, yeah, we'll go out get some drinks. Then we get there and he orders some food. And after he eats food, he's like, I can't eat anymore, or I can't drink anymore.
Yeah. I'll just say, man, sometimes, the food expands in the gut with the big, heavy beer. It's hard to eat or drink for me after that. It is. And I think most people experience that.
I mean, I understand the logic behind it, but I mean, it makes sense, kind of. It makes sense if you start drinking and then you can't eat. If you eat and then you can't drink, that don't make sense to me.
What about either?
What about what?
Either. Can't do either. Because you're so full. You're so full.
And there's always room for beer.
Seeps through the cracks, right?
Exactly.
Fills in all the gaps in the gut.
Exactly, yeah.
So anyway, hold on. So let me ask you a question. What do you like to stock your fridge with? Typically Coors Banquet, is that what it is or no?
No. I stock my fridge with Busch Latte.
Busch Latte? I mean, that's always a good classic. I mean, I appreciate that beer.
It's just it's a very easy beer to drink. I mean, I know we've talked about it on a couple episodes before, or maybe just the first one.
Yeah.
But it's like, it takes a lot to get drunk off of it. I don't necessarily feel that way, but I do have a habit of drinking really fast. So, I mean, I guess that kind of helps in my favor of the ultimate goal of getting drunk.
Yeah.
It's like, I love the taste of beer, but I don't drink for the taste.
Right.
I drink to get drunk, but I enjoy the taste.
Okay.
So it ends up, especially with like a Coors Banquet or a Blue Moon, I just end up drinking it really fast.
Yeah. So you don't ever have times where the reason why you have Busch Light or Busch or whatever, you don't. I mean, you have it in your fridge obviously because you want to have a beer with lunch or you just want to have like a couple beers before you go to bed after you get off work. I mean, that's also kind of what you do too. Now, I mean, you're not telling me you drink every time to get drunk, right?
Well, if I'm drinking at home, I'm definitely drinking to get drunk. I'm not just having
in your domicile.
In my home. Yeah, I'm not just drinking to have a beer. If I'm drinking just to have a beer and to enjoy it, it's going to be at a restaurant.
Okay.
Like a steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse, Cattleman's.
Right.
I might do it at Old Chicago's. They do have a fantastic beer blend that they make.
Well, not only that, but they typically always have like 52 beers on tap or some shit.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
It's more than I'll ever need to drink.
Yeah. Well, they have the beer tour too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been brave enough to undergo that, but it's always something that's like, I should do that.
Yeah. I'd like to do it too, to be honest. I definitely would participate.
But I get there and I remember the beer that like I'm going to Old Chicago for. It's a blend of Blue Moon and Angry Orchard. So like a snake bite with Blue Moon and Guinness. Or
a black and tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do Blue Moon with Angry Orchard. And it's so good. I highly recommend it to anybody.
So it's like a half and half type thing, 50-50?
Yes, sir.
Is there a name for it?
I'm pretty sure it's called the Angry Moon.
Oh.
I can never remember the name.
Blue Orchard.
I mean, it could be that. I always have to explain to them, like, because they used to have it on the menu, but now they don't. So now I have to explain to them, it's like, you do like half Blue Moon and half Angry Orchard. And like, oh, an Angry Moon? Or, ooh, an Angry Farmer? I'm like, sounds right, let's do it.
Do that one. Pick
and
that.
Then about a quarter of the time, I get the wrong kind of beer blend, so drink it anyways.
Drink it anyway, yeah.
But
You're paying for it, might as well, right?
It's still delicious.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question: when you after you've picked your favorite beer that you typically like to drink, and or what your go-to is there any activities you like to do to that inquires or requires drinking beer? I mean, fishing, camping, hunting, anything like that?
Well, definitely can't go to a concert without having beer.
Yeah. I'd agree.
I mean, I've been to a concert without being able to drink beer because I was driving.
And DDs are important.
And I can't have just one
beer. Do
beer.
not drink and drive.
No, but concerts are definitely one of my favorite places to have beers, even though they're way overpriced.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What are they, like $9 for a fucking beer at a concert?
I mean, yeah, it's usually like $7 for domestic and then $9 for import.
Hey, let me ask you a question: is Blue Moon typically considered on the price of the imports? Are they typically like a premium beer where they charge like the same price of the import beers rather than the domestics?
I don't think so.
No. I think I've seen that before.
I mean, it's a little more than domestics, but it's less than the imports. It's usually like a little middle ground.
Yeah.
At least that's just my observation.
Split the difference, baby. Give me the good beer that doesn't get shipped overseas.
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. So talking about concerts, I mean, you and I have been to concerts together before, right?
Yes, sir.
Several good artists that we've been able to visit. We come from a town that throws a festival every year that has several artists that show up. What, as far as concerts are concerned, what is a good concert experience for you? As far as like, what does it entail? Tell me a story, like how it starts and all the way to the end of it to finish it.
Are we going
like from just purchase of the tickets?
Just a straight concert, or are we going music festival, like 5 days of just running yourself ragged?
A concert, like a main headliner and a couple openers to it. So start with me for like where you buy tickets and why, and the trip planned out from that point. Go ahead and tell me about that.
A good experience is obviously one where you can find tickets off the venue site, where you're not having to pay 3 times the ticket price to get a ticket. But Red Rocks is always a great concert venue.
Yeah, well, that's big. To interrupt you here, sorry about that. A lot of people that aren't from Colorado, I think a lot of people try to come here and visit that site to experience that concert or any concert there. And a lot of people that live here continuously go back because of how amazing it is. It's like world renowned, and like people fucking flock to try to get there.
It's just a great view wherever you sit. It's great sound wherever you sit.
Yeah.
And I mean, outside of the concert itself, I mean, you're surrounded by an amazing view, like just in general. And
yeah, it's the Rockies.
Yeah, Harry. But I mean, if you get there early enough to pregame out in the parking lot or tailgate, whatever you want to call it, and you're there during daylight, and then you're there to see the sun go down and see the sunset. I mean, it's hard to beat that view, especially at a concert. Just got all the red, blue, orange, yellow colors coming over the venue, and then you got people starting to play some music that you most likely love, and you can't beat that situation at all.
Right. So you're saying that that's kind of part of the experience to go into a venue sometimes is where it's at and what it entails to be there.
The view isn't necessary to a venue, but it does.
That one specifically?
Amplify the experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, Pepsi Center is also a good one, which I saw Shinedown. You guys were talking about Shinedown first episode.
Oh, yeah.
About it being really loud, but then it came into question, like, is it loud with quality or is it just loud? And from my experience with it, I mean, this was one of the concerts where I was not as drunk as I usually be. So when I go to our hometown little festival, I mean, there's no stopping. I'm trash. Everything sounds good.
Everyone's great.
Best sounding music ever. But then my boss from my old job, he's always like, oh, yeah, it didn't sound that great. But he was the one I went to Pepsi Center with for Shinedown and Five Finger.
Oh, nice. Oh, so it was with Five Finger. Huh? Oh, wow.
But it was... The disappointing part about that one was Ivan had just fell off the wagon, or he was off the wagon at that point.
You're talking about drinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or drug. I don't know what he's on the wagon for.
In addiction.
Yeah.
So
But you can definitely tell a difference with Five Finger, with Ivan specifically, if he's on the wagon or not.
Really?
If he's on the wagon, it fucking rocks. It's nonstop in your face. Fuck yeah. Like you want to give yourself whiplash. You're banging your head that hard.
Right.
But then when he's off the wagon, it's just like, it's good, but
there's no heart in it.
Yeah. I mean, the difference is night and day with him.
I think that's why a lot of artists get kind of in that conundrum, if you will, about being a part of that whole rock and roll lifestyle and how detrimental it is to personal health, but also making you what you are and what made you who you are, right? You think about Five Finger Death Punch. A lot of people are like, man, those guys are heavy. You're going to get smacked in the mouth with big, heavy, loud music, and it's just, that's what it is. It's right there.
Pow, right in the kissa.
Pow, right in the kissa. And if someone has been, abusing and or on drugs and alcohol when they do that, and they have that certain sound and quality to them that attributes to that, and then they realize how detrimental it is to their personal health, so they jump off of it, and they go, hey, I cannot continue to do this type of behavior or go down that path. So they're like, I'm going clean and sober, but I'm still the lead singer of this band. I'm still part of this. So let's go out there and we're still going to rock it. And the whole band and all the fans are like, yeah, absolutely. We're part of this. And they come out and the guy's like, he's thinking he's rocking it. Like, yeah, I'm clean and sober. I'm clear. Got clarity. There's nothing distracting me. I'm focusing on my work. focusing on my performance. And then people on an outside perspective say,
the fuck is this shit?
Well, hold on. Like 3 months ago, that song was a lot better live. And now it sucks.
Oh, I found out the difference in hindsight because I saw him at Pepsi Center off the wagon.
Now that was with Shinedown, right?
With Shinedown. Shinedown, we were talking about this earlier, and you talked about it on the other episodes, is Shinedown is known for, or there's been a lot of reports of Shinedown being very loud, but their quality comes into question. Like I said, it was one of my lesser drunk concerts.
So you probably remembered a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember all of it, actually.
Nice.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's a good thing. In this particular instance, it's a good thing.
No, I thought it sounded fucking awesome the entire time.
Really?
Like, it was loud. Like, their first note that you play, you're like, holy crap, what the hell? But then that first note is probably the rough spot just because, like, you're not expecting them to just
blast your face off.
Bam!
Yeah.
So it kind of scares you and you're not ready for it. And it's just like, what the hell? What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm going to collect myself. No, once they start playing, once your ears adjust to the volume, I mean, I thought it sounded awesome. Like you're listening to them at home on your radio.
So would
your
you say,
high definition radio.
Okay, high def, and you're saying that they sounded that good because, or they sounded better. Do you think they sounded better because of the experience that you had, or do you think they sounded like equivalent to, like they were so good, they were so crisp, and they played so clean that they just matched their studio recording, performance?
I get hyphy listening to them off of their recordings.
Right.
Being at the show, I lost my shit.
Yeah.
I was just like,
overcame you.
Yeah.
Just overcame you of like, I got a party.
Yeah.
Got a party.
They set the tone for Five Finger because.
Oh, they opened up for Five Finger.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So the increase in this.
Sorry, take me back again. You said that when you saw Five Finger, Ivan Moody was off the wagon.
With Shinedown, he was. I'm 99% sure he was off the wagon at that point.
And the performance was better because of that.
It was worse because he was off the wagon. When he's sober, he's better. When he's
okay,
under the influence, he's worse.
Okay.
So Shinedown opens up fan-fucking-tastically for him. And then Ivan comes out. I think this was one of the shows where he just kind of like disappeared for
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Just gone. Like in between two songs. Like there was a delay between this song and the next one because they don't have anybody out there to sing it.
Right.
And then he comes out and it was lackluster. In hindsight, if that's the first time you've seen him, it was still fucking awesome, which was the situation I was in. But then I saw him, I think it was a year and a half, 2 years later at Fiddler's Green for a festival out there.
That's a good venue.
And he was sober at that point, and it was just night and day difference. Like, my boss had seen him many times before that time at Pepsi Center, and he's like, Ivan Moody is just like balls to the wall, all fucking 2 hours of the show, 3 hours, whatever it is.
In your face.
He starts the show with face paint on.
Yeah.
By the second song, it's just all fucking sweated off.
Nice.
And at the Pepsi Center, I just wasn't feeling the same energy that my boss was explaining a concert to me about.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that's cool.
Well, I think you could definitely attribute lackluster performances with artists for various reasons, though, too, right? I don't think it's necessarily exclusive to if an artist is on or off booze or whatever it is that they're struggling with. It's not exclusive to those things, right? So he could have been sick when you saw him, right? Like, he legit could have been sick. Could have been like, I had fucking strep throat, dude. I can't sing, but I have to because it's what is expected of me. I got to go out there and hammer it.
It's my job.
It's my job. Got to do it. And then you have other things like, there could have been actual,
personal issues. Just
personal issues, anything. Like, he may have been going through all kinds of different stuff. Personal issues, married life, children, missing home. You never really, really know until those people tell you and explain to you, in hindsight, like you're talking about saying, oh, yeah, I remember that show in Denver at the Pepsi Center. I was off my performance. I had a lot going on that time. I just got through, having strep throat. But show must go on. I have to do it. I had to perform. It wasn't my best time. It wasn't my best performance. But, I got to come back, revisit everyone at Fiddler's Green, and rock everyone's face off. So, like I said, being on and off the wagon can affect performances, but also isn't exclusive as to why one is better than the other.
Understandable. All right. And, I guess I'm kind of just assuming he was off the wagon. But at the same time, I was like hearing reports.
An educated guess.
I was hearing reports like, oh, Ivan Moody's going back to rehab. And this is like 2 or 3 weeks after the Pepsi Center show.
Oh, okay. Connecting dots.
Yeah. But in the end, I am just still assuming. Disclaimer. But tell me, music festivals, the 5-day ones. Do you have a favorite that just?
Oh man, to be honest with you, I really never have gone to one that isn't based around country music, so I don't have a lot of experience on this. I'll preface it with that.
Shake my head.
Well, I've been to Country Jam, right? That was fantastic. That was a good time. And then, the Stampede, where we come from, that's a big one. And then Cheyenne Frontier Days. Every single one I've been to has been country music artist based. And they're either so close to where I live that it's not hard to go and attend to all the shows, and you don't have to make all kinds of crazy preparations to do it. Or in the case of the Country Jam thing, we skimped out on a lot of money just to be able to go to stay at the location that I was at. And it was a fantastic time, though. Every time I've, being part of any of these concerts and festivals have been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Dude, if anyone has the ability to have the free time to free themselves from responsibilities and or, ensure that they can still cover their responsibilities that are allotted for. If you have the ability to go to a concert like that or a festival, you have to do it, because if you get that opportunity, you will love it. You will absolutely love it. Just being able to see all the performances by various artists, experience the time with the people that you're there with, right? The in-between concerts, the times before and times after the concerts. The food. There's vendors there, beer, food. Typically, there's all kinds of merchandise tents for all kinds of different companies, and you can typically always walk away with all kinds of free gear and free merch from any type of brand you can think of. But my opinion on 5-day festivals is that everyone should experience them one time. Absolutely.
Yeah, it can get rough, but definitely.
Oh, yeah, it definitely can be. It definitely can get rough, right? And that's all based on, everyone's personal reaction or, being in the moment of where they are. If you're a wild person and you want to take it to the extreme, it will be extreme.
You're getting fucked.
It will be extreme. It's what you make it, but it's fantastic. I 100% recommend anybody, if they have that time off, the 5 days, to just really get into the performances of the band that you're there to see, and also enjoy yourself between the shows before and after, right?
And explore new bands.
Oh, yeah, big time, right?
I found numerous new bands because of music festivals.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Same thing, dude. Especially at Country Jam, because they have like 80 artists that play within 5 days. 3, 4 each day, wherever the math on that is. But they have so many people that play there all day, every day. You literally can go to almost anywhere in that venue that they have that festival going on, and you can watch someone perform.
Yeah. There's, you say Country Jam, Grand Junction, right?
Correct.
So one of my top festivals I went through was in Grand Junction, at the same place to do Country Jam, but it was the Loudwire Music Festival for rock music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear that advertised quite a bit.
Oh, I don't think they've done it for the last 7-8 years.
I should say.
I think me and Sarah went to the last time they did it.
I should say the last time they did it, I remember it being advertised quite heavily.
It was advertised heavily. But, it was surprising that as heavily as, from my point of view, as heavily as they advertised it, it was not very busy. Like, if you got
like lack of audience participation type thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's like for their headliner, one of the headliners, Linkin Park, before Chester Bennington died. Almost everybody was up at stage watching the show, and you probably, you got the seating area up front or the little pit, then you got the raised area behind it, then they close off like the arena, and then you got the lawn behind it. You were almost guaranteed to be able to walk up to the fence on the lawn.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but not by much. There was not much going on for that.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree.
I
definitely agree.
I feel like rock is a dying genre.
Well, but it also helps, like, think about it this way. Chester Bennington died, right? All of a sudden, all these closet Linkin Park fans come out, and they're like, oh, yeah, I love Linkin Park. These guys were great. R.I.P. Chester, R.I.P. I've been listening to this guy forever. It's like, well, cool. Good for you for listening to him forever. But did you ever go to a Linkin Park concert, or are you just saying that because the guy's dead now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like people that do that. I don't like people that are all of a sudden like bandwagon fans because something bad happened. Bandwagon fans. And
Michael Jackson was the best artist ever.
Yeah. This isn't exclusive.
I need to go to his funeral. I hope I win the lottery.
Yeah. This isn't exclusive to any particular person, band, or anything. It's just the fact, simple disclaimer, generalization. A generalization of people being bandwagon fans about things. And when a tragedy happens, people tend to jump on the bandwagon of it, right? Being like, absolutely. Oh, yeah, R.I.P. Chester, R.I.P. dude, we missed you. Like, music's never going to be the same. And then you see the people that say those things or post those things on social media, and you're like, dude, I've never seen you once listen to Linkin Park or say you like them at all. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's weird that all of a sudden no one knows that you like Linkin Park, but now that you're telling everyone that you do.
Michael Jackson was a big one on that.
Yeah, well, we were really young when that happened, though, right?
We were what?
Really young. We were really young when that happened.
We were high school when he died.
Were we really?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. So we're old is what you're saying.
So old.
So old.
But, all the child inappropriate stuff came out.
Yeah.
Or allegations. And all of a sudden everybody's like, fuck Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Fuck him, hate him. And then he dies, and then everybody's like, he was the best musician ever.
King of pop.
He revolutionized music as we know it.
Yeah.
It's like, didn't you just call him bad words like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. People will say that shit, right? They'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe Michael Jackson. Can you believe that he did that stuff? Then he dies, and they're like, oh, man, King of Pop's dead. Like, tragic. The world's a lesser place for that. And you're like, dude, I heard you last week saying that guy was a pedophile.
Oh, Ruby.
Quit acting like you care. Come on now, Anyway.
Need another one?
Yeah, hook me up, baby.
Correcto.
Gorlami.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that.
It's just like a reflex at this point. I mean, it's one of those things where it starts
like
off
breathing.
ironically. You do it ironically to make fun of people who do it.
I get it.
But then you end up
I did that
doing it.
I did that with another saying that I cannot say on a podcast because it's way too inappropriate. But yeah, I've done that before. I understand.
But
So going into concerts, all right, we talked about festivals, how everyone should definitely experience them.
no, one thing, a festival song specifically that holds a special place in my mind, like hearing it live at that Loudwire Music Festival in Grand Junction. Breaking Benjamin was there.
Oh yeah. Oh, were they really?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. So tell me some more artists that were there. Okay, so you had Linkin Park, Breaking Benjamin. I mean, those are great bands. Who else would have been a part of that?
Chevelle.
Good band. Damn good band.
Love the highlight of the Chevelle one. Like the music was good, of course. They sound good, performed good.
I can vouch for that. Seen them.
But
fantastic.
The highlight was like at this festival, the VIPs, people who sat down, were up front instead of that being general admission, standing room only. And some chick, like to get in and out, you have to go to the stage and then go left or right.
Right.
So some chick comes walking in with a couple beers, walking right along the stage, and the singer, I don't know his name.
I don't either.
He's singing a song. Right in the middle of the song. You got Hailstorm was there too.
Oh, yeah, okay. Great live.
Hailstorm, you're my future lady.
They're good live too?
Oh, she is so good live.
Yeah.
Like,
well, speaking of female vocalists in metal bands, which is very slim and few and far between, but Arch Enemy's got a good female vocalist. I forget her name, but she's really good too. Just to touch on that.
Arch Enemy?
Yeah.
Don't know if I've heard of them.
They're great. They're very good. Anyway, who else was there? So you had
put Arch Enemy in my phone real quick.
You had Hailstorm, Linkin Park, Chevelle. Who did we just say earlier? Breaking Benjamin. Anybody else?
There's plenty other else, but I mean, I'm having difficulty remembering them.
Well, also, how long did you do this? It was like
this was
5 years ago.
6 years ago.
Wow!
It just came up on Facebook Memories.
Wow, 6 years already. That's wild, huh?
It was I think that was my first music festival.
Really? Have you been to any more since then?
I've been to the after the Loudwire. It's always me and Sarah going to the music festivals. She's like the only other rock person I know.
That'll go with you.
Yeah. So it's me and her, and we've gone to Loudwire. We had a great time there. We're like, we should do this again. And the next year we found it was a Shockwave. I think it was a Shockwave. It was in Sacramento. So we went there. We saw Allison Cooper, Coheed and Cambria, Deftones. Deftones gave me PTSD.
Why is that?
Because I got kicked in the head so many fucking times by crowd surfers.
Really?
Yeah. So Deftones is one of Sarah's favorite bands. So we were up at the front of the section.
Were you concussed?
I may have been. But we got up there. We got there super early. We were there like
for like the first three openers.
Hollywood Undead.
Oh, really? In Sacramento?
Yeah. It was.
Were they good?
That's probably one of my favorite music festival performances of all time.
Really?
They were insane.
Are they still a thing anymore?
Yeah, they're still putting out music.
Are they really?
Well, I keep finding new music to me on Spotify, but I don't know how new it is. I'm almost positive that they're still putting stuff out because I've heard it on KBPI.
Oh, okay.
A couple times over the last 4 or 5 months. But I mean, so Hollywood Undead was insane.
That's cool, man. I never got to see them.
But they were on the stage before Deftones.
Okay.
So then we had stage one. with Hollywood Undead, stage 2, some other person, stage 3, some other person, and then back to stage 1 where Deftones ended up playing. And California's Deftones home state.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's what Sarah says. I don't know. I don't keep up with them.
I'll take her word for it.
I'll take her word for it. But people fucking lost it over Deftones. We were 3 rows back from the guardrail up front of the at the very front of the stage.
3 people in front of you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty damn close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as that first note hit, we just got fucking smushed up against the gate, the railing. I was fucking terrified.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, if I fall down, I'm going to die.
Get trampled to death.
But we're 3 songs in, and every 10, 15 seconds, we're just getting whoosh, whoosh, just pushed forward. And I finally look back, and our backs are the outside edge of a fucking mosh pit.
Oh no.
I look back, I don't want to be here.
You didn't want to jump in there?
I did not. When I'm at a concert, I want to be in good view, but I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder touching people. I want my personal space,
Yeah.
If I get really drunk, then I might jump in the drunk.
Sometimes it comes at a price, though. As touching back in the first podcast, we talked about how sometimes you want to pay a little bit extra money. You want to pay a little bit extra money to be able to experience the concert with great sound and great friends and great times privately, like in a VIP section, and or also be able to just doesn't matter how bad or how good the band is, you're going to go general admission, be in the front.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the band. If it's Five Finger Death Punch, I'll pay to be up in the mosh pit.
Oh yeah,
like that. That's where you got to be with Five Finger or Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah, I seen them live at Fiddler's Green.
Did you see them at the Mile High with Metallica?
No, I saw Metallica at Pepsi Center though. So I saw at Fiddler's Green. I got to see Chevelle. Speaking of them earlier, I got to see Chevelle. They opened up for Avenged Sevenfold, and they were fantastic. Like you were bringing up earlier, they were great, dude. I mean, the reason why they're on top of the rock and roll, metal, heavy metal, hard rock genres to the general populace. The reason why they're up there is because not only do they make good music, but they back it up by a live performance that matches that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, they have these great songs, they have these great albums, and a lot of people hate on it. A lot of people say they sold out. A lot of people that are really hardcore into the music realm of that thing hate on those people. But the thing is, they're number one for a reason, and they were fantastic. And Chevelle was great live. They were great. Dude, I was shocked.
Great for me too.
I was kind of upset that I saw them, honestly, because I went there to see Avenged Sevenfold, right? And Chevelle was one of the openers.
Fuck, you did not have this much right to be this good.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I was thinking. And I was like, Chevelle's opening up for Avenged Sevenfold? Dude, this is dumb. I'm pissed. And they start playing, and I was like, oh, wow, these guys are good. Wow. Yeah, wow. These guys are fantastic. I can dig it. And then, so between those two, Chevelle and Metallica was Volbeat. So it went Chevelle, Volbeat, Metallica. And in my personal opinion, I'm a big Volbeat guy. I love them dudes. And I think they have the performance ability and musical talent to be on the same level as Avenged Sevenfold, but they don't have the notoriety with it, which is, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, compared to Avenged Sevenfold, they're just babies, aren't they?
Actually, no. I mean, they've been around since, oh man, I mean, I think one of their first albums was in 2006. But they also are for, I believe, disclaimer, don't know if this is true or not. I think they're from Denmark. I think, or Danish. Where's Danish? Is that Denmark? Right? The Danes, Danish?
Oh, they go over in one of their songs, don't they? Warrior's Call.
No, that doesn't have to do with their nationality. They made that song for a boxer, by the way.
But I thought it was like for a boxer from where they're from.
It might have been. I don't know. I don't know that. If we had a great value Jamie, he could pull it up right now. You know? But anyway, they're not American based, right?
I knew that,
and so they had to work up their chops a lot just to be on the level they are now. And I think they're fantastic. I love those guys. I mean, big fan. Love those guys.
Because they opened up for Metallica, they opened up for Avenged Sevenfold, who opened up for Metallica.
Oh, that was when they came
at the Mile High.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
That was when I saw Metallica and Avenged Sevenfold.
Man, that's a good lineup.
But the shitty thing is, I didn't get to see Volbeat.
Were you not? Were you too late?
We got there too late.
Oh man!
Because Eric wrote "Drive Like a Grandma."
I hope he's watching this and he can.
I'm gonna make sure he watches this episode instead of listen to it, bitch.
Man, well, you missed out though. So I've seen Volbeat like three times live now. They've been fantastic.
You hit me up one time to like, "Hey, yo, kids, what you doing? Oh, on my day off. You want to go see Volbeat?" Yeah, but I don't think it'd be a good idea at the moment. Oh shit, okay. See ya.
I don't remember that.
Just out of the blue, you fucking hit me up one time like, "You want to go see Volbeat?"
Oh, I think that had to do when they. So I was actually I was gone on some training for my job. And where I was at was close enough for you to drive. And they were in town that weekend that I sporadically looked them up, and they had a concert like that night, and I was like, oh my gosh, Volbeat's coming to town. Yeah, and they were coming to the First Bank Arena in Broomfield. I mean, to be more specific, they were in Broomfield at the First Bank Arena. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, Volbeat's coming here. Like, I want to go. And that's when I hit you up. And I was like, hey, come to Volbeat with me, dude. Like, they're here right now. Like, they're coming tonight. And this was like 6 o'clock, right, though?
Yeah. Did you end up finding anybody to go with you?
No, I never got to go because I think Bullet for My Valentine was touring with them too. Oh, yeah.
Wet.
Yeah.
Love Bullet.
I do too. I like them guys too. But that concert happened, and I never got anyone to go, and I could have gone by myself, and I wish I would have now, but I didn't. And but the point here is that I got to see Volbeat live like 4 times live now, and they're fantastic. Yeah, I love those guys. Big time love them. One of my favorite bands for sure. And then the concert they had with Avenged Sevenfold at Fiddler's Green, fantastic. Everything was fantastic. Chevelle was great. Volbeat was great. Avenged was great. They even were like for Avenged, just, one of their last songs, they were like, the lead singer Matt Shadows comes out and he's like, hey, we had a noise ordinance, that we were supposed to be done by, X time. We were supposed to have been out of here. Yeah, he's like, we're supposed to have been out of here already, but I don't give a fuck. Like, we're gonna play another song for you guys. And we're like, yeah. I mean, it was a good time.
I mean, that sounds like the kind of energy sober Ivan Moody puts out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong except for singing my heart out. So you say Volbeat's one of your favorite bands. What's one of your favorite venues?
Favorite venues. Okay, so when
we're gonna nix Red Rocks because I mean that's kind of just like a standard best venue in Colorado.
Yeah, for sure.
Without Red Rocks, what's the top venue?
Oh man, that's hard to say because I haven't been to a large amount of arenas. So, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience to draw from here. But I got to go to Pepsi Center to see a couple of greats, right? Ozzy, Metallica. I got to go see those type of guys, and that was fantastic. Both those concerts.
Let me cut in real quick because have you seen Marilyn Manson?
No, I haven't.
Don't.
No?
The worst live rock artist I've ever fucking seen. He just gets so so trash he can't perform.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I love his albums, and he puts out some good music, but when it comes to showing it off live, he's just a sloppy mess.
No kidding.
Me and Sarah have seen him. I've seen him 3 times. Sarah's seen him 4, and every time it'd be generous to say it was lackluster.
No kidding.
He just gets so hammered that it's like, what are you doing here? Hey, bud, you need some bread.
Get that guy a loaf of Wonder Bread, dude.
Make this guy a sandwich.
That's wild. I would have never thought that, because I mean, I know a lot of people that have said kind of the opposite of that, to be honest. Like, but also on your side of the argument, I've also heard the same thing from other people, where they're like, you know, Marilyn Manson was trash. Like, wasn't great. Got to go see him. Not good. And I've also heard people that are like, oh man, it was fantastic. Right. And it's kind of subjective. You know, it's subjective about your experience at the concert.
Well, to a point, I think.
Well, I mean, obviously
like
there's quality that is involved.
When he has fucking props falling on him because he's climbing on things he shouldn't be climbing on.
That could be a factor.
I think that's an objective bad concert.
Yeah.
Objectively bad concert.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I get it. That could definitely be a part of it, for sure. And that, I mean, what do you say at that point to where you're like, I mean, this guy was not good, and other people are like, well, no, Marilyn Manson was good.
I'd be like, okay, go see him again.
I'm
not gonna.
I won't.
But I mean, unless he's opening up for somebody who I really want to see.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay to go see him again. I'm paying to see who he's opening up for.
So going back on Breaking Benjamin, you said they were there at the festival you went to. How good were they? Because I've actually wanted to see them.
Breaking Benjamin is actually a very fantastic band live.
Really?
We've seen them, me and Sarah, we've seen them 3 times. The issue with them is they haven't really put out much new music to change up their concerts. Oh, but Breaking Benjamin is a great band to listen to live. The issue is there's a lack of new content with them.
Okay. Yeah.
But what they do have, it's fantastic. They've perfected it. If you were to ask Sarah, there's one song that sticks out to her. I don't remember what it was, but it was at the Loudwire Music Festival. And we're sitting there and she starts crying because it was so beautiful.
It was euphoric.
It was. I mean, it was one of their slower songs, and could be emotional. I mean,
I guess
if I wasn't hammered, I might cry too. But.
If you were into that sort of thing, I mean, hey, some good rock bands and great rock bands write great ballads that are superly, emotionally intact and close to touch. So,
any good rock band can write a song that gets you hyphy, which is exactly what Breaking Benjamin does.
Dude, they're great. I mean, let's be real. I could really toss on a lot of Breaking Benjamin that gets you cranked. You know, it'll get you going. Yeah. It'll get you going.
But does anything get you as cranked as Blow Me Away?
Which one's that one?
It's the one you play Halo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Halo 2.
Halo guy. I love Halo 2. Since Combat Evolved, for sure.
Blow Me Away is the song that they have for Halo 2 when you're busting into the Covenant ship and you're in the midst of the
talking the Brute and
Elite War?
Yeah.
So you bust in the room, and you see the Brutes and the Elites just fucking going at it, and then you're here to fuck everybody up.
Non-discriminatorily fuck everyone up. Yeah. Yes.
And then all you hear is...
Is that what you hear?
And you get fucking hyphy, and you're like, I'm going to blow everything up. And you just start throwing fucking plasma grenades, frag grenades. You pull out your goddamn rocket launcher. You fucking blow up the hunter over here. Take your energy sword out. Fuck up the brutes. Pick up the brute shot. And fuck up the elites. This is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Deep breaths.
That's kind of how I felt the first time I played that, for sure. For sure. It's a good description.
If you didn't feel that way playing that part of the game, then You didn't play, right?
You didn't understand Halo.
You ignorant boy.
No, now I know what you're talking about, though, specifically, though. Yes. I remember that song, and I remember when I was playing that game, thinking like, okay, so first off, when I first played that, I didn't even realize that music was playing because it was so enveloped in the moment that I was in, right? Didn't realize it was playing, but it added so much to what was going on subconsciously that it didn't register to me, right? So I'm just like, you know, like you're saying, just blowing people up, killing everyone. You know, everyone's fighting with each other.
Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah. So you just interject on people fighting each other. So you're like, oh, this guy's fighting this dude and he's about to die. So you're just like, gah, you kill that guy. Gah.
Quick shot.
Yeah. So anyway, and then
Jake, shoot!
Yeah. After the third or fourth time playing through that campaign, I was like, man, what song is this? This is good. And not only is it good, but it goes great with what I'm doing, and it gets me cranked. I love it. What is this?
Blow me away. Yeah, I'm gonna blow you away with these fucking frag grenades.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow you away
grenades.
with my rocket launcher, dude.
Rocket launcher. Brute shot.
Yeah.
Energy sword. Fucking blow you away with these fists, bro.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. No, I remember that.
I'm ready for another one. Are you ready for another one? You're not ready.
Not quite. Not quite. You can get ahead of me.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. But I remember that moment for sure, and it was a good time.
Right, that's
that was one big reason why it turned me on to Breaking Benjamin, though, for sure.
I would have to agree because I don't think I knew who they were before Halo 2.
I didn't know who they were before Halo, but I didn't care for them. I was like, I heard like one or two songs from them, and I was like, eh. But that song made me rethink it, made me revisit them, made me like really start listening to them. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I really like these guys because that scene in Halo was sick. Sick.
I think how it worked for me was the song gave me like a screenshot of a specific moment of the game that is a highlight of the game.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends, Thomas, he had the soundtracks to all the Halo games.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
And we had Norwood's typing class. So he listened to like the Halo 1 soundtrack and let me borrow Halo 2 soundtrack. And if I got the Halo 2 soundtrack, first song, I put it in, put my headphones on. First song I'm going to is Blow Me Away.
Yeah. Is that how they sing it?
Exactly like that. Like,
dope.
You should pay me to do that for you.
Hey, disclaimer. He does not own the rights to that song.
I'm not really the singer of that song.
He does not own the rights to that song. No, but speaking of Halo, though, I mean, I remember being in like 5th or 6th grade when the first one came out, and I was off the charts, piqued my my intrigue, and really just got me going on video games for sure. Was Halo Combat Evolved, the first one, right? I still remember this date, being a kid playing those levels for the first time, and it was so, once again, euphoric for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like Halo's my jam. Yeah, you're also really good at that too.
I have to be bad so we don't get sued.
Yeah. No, but the first time I played the very first Halo, it was an experience that you can never recreate or replace or really top when it comes to video games. I still haven't had that feeling playing a video game since.
I just saw a meme on the gram. It's a picture of Halo 3, last mission, when you, Master Chief, and the Arbiter are taking the Warthog, and it's kind of the race against time mission.
Yes. And
it shows a picture of when you're going from the completed land, like natural landscape, into the interior construct of it, where the whole thing just starts getting blown apart.
Yes.
And it says, I would give anything to experience this for the first time again. I'm like, relatable.
It is relatable.
Because as good as it still is, times after, never as
good as it was the first time. Yeah. Well, I mean, even Halo 3. Halo 3 is another good one, dude. My God.
How would you rate the Halos?
Dude, okay, so, well, this is going to be hard because to preface this, I was the best at Halo 3, right? I was the best at it. Like, my skill level wise.
Like you were out of all the Halo games, the best one you were was number 3?
Yes.
But you weren't the best at Halo 3?
Well, of course not.
Yeah,
I was not ever
kick
ranked.
Your ass.
Yeah, hey, ask me to go on matchmaking and go to the bathroom again and see what happens. All right. You know what I'm talking about?
You only got that kill because you had a hot ass teammate.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever,
dude. Whatever. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I will. I mean, to tag you along in this, I think that you and I were both so good at that game. We could have been like nationally ranked if we ever pursued it like seriously, right? But I mean, we were high school kids at the time, didn't really care much of it.
Who didn't think video games would go anywhere?
That too, right? I mean, everyone thought that like if you played too much video games, you were kind of a fucking loser. Like no one,
fucking nerd,
which is fine. I mean, that is what it is. It's still kind of the stigma of this day. But you and I were good at that game. At Halo 3, I ranked that my number 1 because not only was I the best at it as far as playing people online, but also the fact that like the campaign of it was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. When you go to the Architect, dude, and you go to that big freaking desert map and you're fighting the different separate rooms of the brutes trying to take down that big old shield, that the first time playing that, going back to it was euphoric. It was like, oh my God, it was fantastic. It was just fantastic. Halo 3 was like one of my favorites. Then it goes number, Combat Evolved, then 2. And I'm not taking away from 2 by saying that it was the worst of any of them, especially when they did the redo. When they did the remastering of Halo 2, it was badass, dude. Like when they revamped all the graphics on it, sick. I had a great time playing those. Absolutely a fantastic time. And of the trilogy, the first 3 are hands down the best. Yeah. 4 and 5, But anyway,
I could fuck around with 4, but
it wasn't bad.
5 is one that you play the game because it's part of the series.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't play it because you like it.
Because you care more about Master Chief's storyline than anything else, right? That's kind of how I figured about 5 was that reason, right? I don't care about Halo anymore. Like after 3 happened, 4 was okay. 4 was good. The online multiplayer was like, all right, like it is what it is. I didn't enjoy it terribly. And then 5 came out, and at that point, I was so disenfranchised from the Halos. Yeah, from the Halo matchmaking from that point, I was kind of disenfranchised from that point. So I didn't really want to play it anymore. I didn't care for the online portion of it. So they announced Halo 5, and as a diehard Halo fan, I want to keep the Master Chief story in line, right? I want to keep following Master Chief. What's happening with him? What's the storyline? What's going on with Cortana? Like all these things that happened in this story.
What's he gonna do?
Right. I want Master Chief to just re-embellish that fucking scene with the Blow Me Away song by Breaking Benjamin in Halo 2. I want him to do that in each and every video game I play from Halo, right?
For the rest of our lives.
Yeah, for Halo 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Halo 322.
Yes. I'm seriously like that. Those were the reasons why I loved those video games so much, was those specific, 10, 20, 30 second clips of those games when you're experiencing that for the first time.
Where it's just fucking epic.
It's epic. It is epic. That's the best way to describe it. It's epic. And you can only top it with the next video game, with the next moment in the next video game, right? You cannot recreate that moment. You cannot redo that moment. You can't try to top that moment. All you can do is move forward with the story and try to mimic that moment in the game you have. Not try to redo it.
You
not copying
you
it.
can try to top it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
but
I'll take that back. I'll take that back.
Too hard. It's too hard to top it because like Halo 1, the Maw, final mission where you're driving the Warthog down the Pillar of Autumn after you get to go into Meltdown.
Yes.
And you're trying to get to the Black Hawk.
Dude, that was the most stressful thing in my life. Swear to God.
Well, yeah, that was like...
What was the name of that bomber?
I don't know.
Oh, we should know that. The fact that we don't know that makes us noobs. And all the Halo people that watch this are going to be pissed at us. You know that, right?
Well, it's been 15 years since I played Halo.
It hasn't been that long for me, and I should still know that.
Well,
anyway.
I don't give
you're going to the bomber. Yeah, you're going to the bomber.
But like that mission, that thing, that was like that was where they peaked.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And then they're like, everybody's like, fuck yeah, this is fucking awesome. And then they don't put it in 2. And then everybody's like, yeah, 2 was all right. Not great. So they figure it's like that final little wow factor of the last mission. So they put it back into 3.
Right.
But
so you're going back
it's not as good because you've done it before. But it is still exciting enough since you got that 1 game gap where you can do it. Right. Where it's like, yes!
I mean, let's be real here. I think there's a lot of pressure on the creators to try to recreate the type of euphoric reaction that people get from that, right?
They got to recreate what you like, but make it better.
Not only do they have to, I don't even think it's like, okay, so you're half right in saying that, you have to make it better, but at the same time, it just has to be good enough to recapture a little bit of that same thing, right? And you're talking about the last mission, the Maw on Halo Combat Evolved. That was fantastic. And it was fantastic because when you were playing it, you felt like there's so much at stake, right? And
I gotta fucking hurry and get the fuck out of this bitch.
You felt like the hero. You felt like you're like, oh my God, if I don't
dun 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 dun.
You felt that, right? You felt that.
I felt it in my bones, brother.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But in Halo 2, they didn't really have that type of moment. Though Halo 2 was still good. I mean, I don't want to detract from that and say that it was any less than the other ones. Even though it's my lowest ranking, it was still fantastic. But then you go back
to the original trilogy.
Of the original trilogy. Okay. Yeah, by Bungie. By Bungie. And then Halo 3 comes around they try to kind of, they're trying to do what we're talking about right now, where they're like, we're going to do a little bit of the incorporation of the first time that we did this. And we're going to try to top it. And then we're also going to try to make it seem like it's, original and unique in its own way.
They did that with, I don't even remember if it was 4 or 5, but they did it with the spaceship. You got a similar Maw mission where you're taking the Warthog to make an end goal, but they use whatever the fuck goddamn ship was at the end of Halo 1.
Halo 1. What's
the B-52 looking thing?
The bomber. It's like called the Stingray or some shit. I'm looking it up.
Google it. That's not your phone.
You're going to have to do it.
Got it.
Hell yeah. The bomber on Halo. The bomber on Halo. How do we not know this? I feel like an idiot for not knowing this. What is it?
I don't know.
Tell me what it is.
People are probably looking at this thing like, you fucking idiots, so and so.
I know.
It's a lot harder to recall things when you're under pressure.
Just type in bomber from Halo. Come on, Great Value Jamie. You're my Great Value Jamie right now. You got to pull it up. What is it, dude?
Fuck you.
What did you type in?
Bomber at the end of Halo.
What does it say?
Halo 2 Anniversary, Cairo Station.
No.
But that...
Halo bomber ship.
Halo 2 Anniversary or Halo 2 just at all? The first mission?
Halo 2's first mission.
Well, specifically the cinematic at the end of it. When Master Chief is opening up the airlock to take the Covenant bomb back to the Covenant ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good. And then Sergeant Johnson goes, for a brick, he flew pretty good. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That was a great impression.
Yeah, I know it. I know it, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know it. What's the bomber from Halo called, dude?
I'm working on it.
You should be better at this. You need to be Jamie better.
I didn't sign up for this.
Give me your phone.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, it's typed right there at the top. Bomber at the end of Halo. And they're like, fuck you, we're giving you Halo 2. I mean, it's not as simple as just like a fucking Blackhawk, is it?
No, it's not called a Blackhawk. I know that for sure. Longsword. It's called a longsword.
For a brick, he flew pretty good.
It's called a longsword.
Yeah, so at the end of Halo, I believe it's
The very
4,
first one. Well, but at the very first.
It's at the end of the first one.
Let's rewind this for the audience sake here. At the very end of the first one,
It's at the end of the first one.
he jumps into a longsword. Douche.
He drives the Warthog all the way down the Pillar of Autumn, which is a UNSC spaceship. And he drives.
You don't even know the class of the spaceship was on, so don't even try. Because someone's going
Do
to fuck
you?
you up. No, I don't. That's why I'm not going to do it. Wait. Give me that phone back.
It's a light class spaceship.
Is it unlocked?
We got the same fingertip, don't we?
No.
Oh,
No, we don't.
neither do I.
I don't think it's actually called a longsword because I think that was in Halo Reach.
Well, did you... Eric didn't realize this the last time we had this conversation. Halo Reach is what happens right before Halo.
Correct. Halo Combat Evolved. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Have you ever watched any of the Halo movies or
It was
series
okay.
stuff?
Okay, we're not going to sound like idiots. It was a longsword.
It was a longsword, people.
Verified. Whew. Verified.
I mean, it's been
1 week since you looked at me.
fuck. Oh man, I was not ready for that one.
All right, what were we talking about? Let's refocus here. We're talking about the Halo franchise. We're talking about 3. You were saying at the end of Halo 4. That's where we were. Talking about the end of Halo 4.
End of Halo 4, they try to recapture the end of Halo 1.
Again, from Halo 3 too.
Well,
Or Halo 3 also.
I guess. But they instead of using a Warthog to escape your fate, you use a longsword. You're flying through the
I don't remember
the
that
Guardian
at all.
spaceship.
I don't remember that at all.
So it's the Guardians that are, or is it the Forerunners?
Prometheans.
That one. I think that's it.
I'm pretty sure it's the Prometheans.
Sounds about right.
Because they had Didact. He was a bad guy in
Yeah.
Halo 4.
So the Didact is flying away at the end of Halo 4
And then Master Chief sneaks underneath the freaking shield to go
in a longsword.
Was it really?
He takes a longsword to catch up to the ship of the Didact and then gets underneath their force field thing that protects them as they fly through space at light speed, warp speed, whatever it is.
I don't think you're right, but I can't prove that you're wrong, so I'm just going to let you go with it.
I can prove it.
I'm going to laugh when someone rebuttals this.
I mean, it might be Halo 5. It's one of the last two.
No, I know what you're talking about, though. It's literally when Master Chief, like you said, goes under the shields and he's able to transport it like at slip space speed or light speed. That
exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's in the longsword, just cruising along, and then they get to the place that they're going for.
Are you sure it wasn't a Saber ship that they used on Halo Reach?
What?
Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure about anything at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Someone's going to rebuttal this video and call you a dummy.
They're more than welcome to, because they won't be wrong.
You'd be providing a service, so there's that.
Please do it.
Anyway, so we're talking about the Halo franchise. At the end of Halo 4, you said that they try to recreate that, type of escape thing, and I know what you're talking about now, because I remember like you're going through the ship and you're like blowing stuff up with the rockets and stuff from the ship, the guns. You're blowing through barriers, and then you're sneaking up into it, and then you travel with the Didact into his ship to like Earth, and then they have the final battle where you have the nuke, right? And then you shove that grenade, the Promethean grenade, in the Didact's chest, shove him off, he blows up and dies. Detonate the nuke, Cortana saves you, blah, 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 blah.
Do not blah, blah, blah. Cortana saving my life.
You're Master Chief? Well, now everyone knows. Now everyone knows.
Fucking bet.
The Arbiters are going to come get you, dude.
We're best buds.
Oh. Anyway.
Get woke, kid.
How do you feel about Halo 5?
It was there.
That's kind of how I felt about it too.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. Didn't care for it too much.
Never had any inclination to play it again, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I played it the once because I know what goes on with Master Chief now.
Right.
I don't like it, but I know.
Yeah, going back to like, I really am only following this for the story of Master Chief. And I think that's what I hope they get right with the new one coming out, because there's a new one coming out, right?
Halo Infinite.
Yeah. I hope to God, I pray that 343 Industries understands that 98% of that franchise is Master Chief. It is.
Master Chief is Halo.
Yes, and Halo is Master Chief.
Hell yeah.
I hope they realize that. So like the multiplayer can be okay. No one really cares too much about that, I feel like. But if your campaign is
not for a Halo 1 remake.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Let me retract a little bit. Genuine Halo fans that have been through all of the Halos so far, especially the first 3, they understand that Master Chief is the soul of the entire franchise, right? And if you disenfranchise him into the stories or
Cortana could be the soul of it too.
I mean, I guess you could technically be the antagonist, but at the same time, I mean, I just feel like Master Chief is the reason why anything works well.
How could you not love Master Chief?
He's the reason why anything works well.
Did you know they added him to Fortnite? He's one of the skins you can have in Fortnite.
I did hear about that. Well, Fortnite's ruining everything. So from what I understand, Fortnite is ruining everything.
Fortnite is trash. You can take that to the bank.
Do people still play that game?
Apparently.
Who?
Because people know Master Chief through Fortnite. That's the guy from the fucking Fortnite.
Yeah, I see those memes all the time. They're like, "Oh my god, they stole that character from Fortnite."
I did not save the human race for people to recognize Master Chief as the guy from Fortnite. It's the same thing with what's his name from? It's Doug from 50 First Dates. It's Samwise Gamgee. But then
Rudy.
But then people know him from 50 First Dates as.
But he was also on Click.
I know Rudy, but yeah, I forget his name. Samuel or Adam Sandler's wife's new husband.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But
he's on Click too.
But that
also.
guy. So we're on the same page on this guy.
We know who he is.
There's a meme like I didn't know
Austin.
I want to say there's a Doug in there somewhere. I think Doug is 50
Doug.
First Dates.
It's not Doug. Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Oh my god.
But IMDb 50 First Dates.
So he's in Stranger Things.
Yes.
And that's where most of these young kids are recognizing him from.
Right.
And then they see him in 50 First Dates and they're like, I didn't know so-and-so was the same guy as 50 First Dates. And people are like,
yeah, you fucking idiot. That's
Samwise Gamgee did not help save Middle Earth by destroying the Ring of Sauron in the Mount
Doom.
Mount Mordor.
Doom. Mount Doom.
Mordor.
No.
It's not Mount Doom,
Yes, it is. It's Mount Doom in Mordor. Guarantee it. Take that to the bank.
Google it, Jamie.
What's his fucking name?
Hang on, I haven't even looked anything up yet. What's the first thing? Stranger Things.
What's his name? Aston. His last name is Aston. Sean Aston. Shut the fuck up. Is that his name?
Like real last name or movie last name?
What's his name? What's his name?
I'm getting there.
I saw his
I
picture.
got bad service here.
I saw his picture. What's his name? Bro, do you need me to take it over again?
Sean Austin?
Is it Aston?
Hit that guy, right?
Yeah, it's Sean Aston.
Sean Astin.
Fucking knew it. I knew it. I guessed it right.
He plays.
You owe me $50.
Yeah, me $50.
Yes, he plays Samwise Gamgee.
It's Bob. It's Bob in Stranger Things.
What's his name? Okay, he's Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings.
We know he's Samwise Gamgee.
He takes the ring into Mordor at Mount Doom to destroy it. It's Mount Doom. Take that to the bank too. You know what it is. I don't know why you second guessing me, dog. Mount Doom. For sure.
Did you see that?
No.
Your soundboard moved. Oh. Ruby's on there.
Mount Doom is where the ring was destroyed and forged.
Daddy, chill.
What is it?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, I fucking told you. Damn it. Sean Austin.
Disclaimer, I was not 100% sure to begin with on that one. I think I said that earlier.
Sean Astin. Mount Doom. Astin. Hey, you're like a damn school child.
Thanks.
Anyway, what was the point we were making here? Frodo sucks. Sam's the shit. That's what
I guess that's the gist of it, but I think we were going more for the new generation recognizing people for somebody that the older generation's like, don't you fucking dare.
Yeah. And like I said,
it's Bob in Stranger Things, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't know Bob from Stranger Things was Doug from 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
And then our generation's like,
that's Samwise asshole.
That's Samwise fucking Gamgee.
Yes.
He helped destroy the ring of Sauron and save Middle Earth. Don't you ever disrespect him like that.
There you go. You nailed that one. Yeah. You nailed that one.
Hell yeah, brother.
You nailed that one. No, but seriously, I do see that meme quite a bit online of the Fortnite kids saying like they stole that from Fortnite. Like that's the
of Master Chief means?
It's all of it. It's Samwise Gamgee, it's Master Chief, it's like John Wick, it's John Wayne, it's everyone. Right? And you got all these wieners that are like 11 years old being like
thinking Fortnite invented everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Assholes.
Shame on them.
Shame on video game developers for stooping to that level.
Shame.
Allowing that bullshit to happen, right? Because you've literally shrunk the identity of Master Chief to a Fortnite character. All the story building that Bungie and 343 Industries have made to strive and propel him to be the figure that he is now shrunk to the identity of being a Fortnite character. How sad is that? How fucking terrible is that?
Disgusting.
It is disgusting. Because people like us that give somewhat of a shit about it are kind of upset about it. It's like, well, but what can you do? What are you going to do about it?
Fortnite should be aborted. I thought that one fit in pretty good.
It did. This may never see the light of day now, but
the follow through there wasn't there, but my intentions were pure.
Sergeant Vandenham.
Holy shit.
All right, Keith. So we talked about some good stuff here. Some concerts, some video games.
How America or Master Chief was saved by America.
How America was saved by Master Chief, and America Chief was saved by Master Chief.
How Master Chief saved America.
And America saved Master Chief.
It's a tight-knit world we live in, you know?
Well, I appreciate you coming out, buddy.
I
I had a damn good time.
It was a blast.
Damn good time.
Hell yeah,
Thanks,
brother.
Buddy. Come back anytime. Schedule it with me when you want.
Totes.